What's up everyone, OJ here and welcome back to another OJ Speaks. Today we have a little bit of a different type of episode. We got some discussion about certain things in the gaming community mixed in with a little bit of news. So let's go ahead and get into it first. And just like the title says, gamers, why so serious? This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time, and it comes to the whole gamer attitude and the whole gamer perception that some people have out there about video games and how seriously they take them. I get it. This is an entertainment medium that's unlike anything else out there. It's hands-on, it's emotional. You have games that kind of hit all of your different senses when it comes to like the touch and the feel and the visual sense and everything there. Like emotionally, there's so many things that can wrap gamers up into a game. And I get it. People get emotional about certain things, about certain topics and everything. But it seems to me like some gamers are so angry or frustrated or whatever the case is whenever they go to make videos or whenever they go to play games that it causes them to do irrational things and to be ridiculously serious about gaming when it's supposed to be about fun. You know, I've had rant videos, I've said certain things when I'm like, man, and I look back and I'm like, why was I so serious about that topic? Looking back at some of the old videos and looking back at some of the things, it's like, why am I so upset? It's funny because like on my PE live videos, for example, we'll have people say, hey OJ, are you worried? Like, what do you think? Aren't you worried that this is gonna happen? Or aren't you worried about this? And I'm like, no, it's a video game. I don't worry about video games like that, you know, because at the end of the day, it's a video game. There are far more pressing matters and serious things for there to happen, but I never worry like I used to worry about video games, about delays or about stuff like that, because I have trouble as it is beating all the games behind me. So that's the thing that I've noticed about a lot of gamers, that they're so uptight and serious about gaming when it's supposed to be about fun, when it's supposed to be about enjoying time with your loved ones or with your family or friends or online friends or whatever the case is. And even when some people, like, let's just say there's videos or there's something that happens and it wasn't necessarily the best for that person, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of a laugh, cracking a few jokes and kind of making fun of yourself every now and then, or making fun of the situation when you got caught in a bad situation or when there was something that happened and maybe you're like, you know what, I was wrong on that one. Heck, it happened with me, guys. Do you remember the Nintendo Switch reveal or the Nintendo NX and how like me and Super Metal Dave were watching that?
Wow. Okay.
Oh man, we are going to get it, David.
Maybe.
And we were just completely wrong on what the system was going to be. You know how many people cracked jokes, made videos and all of that? And did I get mad or block anybody based off of that? Not a single person. I sat back, said, you know what? I was wrong on that one, you know, and I laughed about it. I apologized. And still to this day, we've got people who crack jokes. Doc Trey, I see you out there. You know what I'm saying? But it's fun. Like, it's funny. And you can just go back and say, you know what? Why so serious? You know, that's kind of how I look at things, you know, when it comes to gaming. Yeah, there'll be serious topics, especially when companies do things in gaming that aren't good for consumers or there's issues there. Definitely talk about it in a serious tone, but it should never be anything that gets you so angry or so mad that you're going to personally attack somebody over the internet or in person, verbally, or anything like that. Gaming should never get to that point, you know, and that's one of the things that I try to do myself, is just try to calm things down, especially when somebody comes out at me and says something. You know, I try to make light of it, make jokes about the situation or whatever the case is, because it's really not that serious and gaming doesn't need to be that. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of stuff, like I said, you know, I work in gaming, I get why people can get a bit uptight and things, but at the end of the day, man, I mean, I'm gonna take it as like a chill type of thing. That's kind of how I see gaming. It's supposed to be a fun type of thing. It's supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be something that isn't supposed to get you riled up and angry and mad and blocking people and doing all sorts of crazy things if they don't come at you first. You know, obviously there's toxic people out there, but that's the problem. It seems like toxic people want to ruin gaming for others, want to ruin gaming for women, ruin gaming for minorities, ruin gaming for their fellow people that are right next to them, or even people that they consider friends. So my message, guys, is just relax. It's not so serious. Have fun, enjoy the gaming, and hopefully I can do a better job with making sure I keep up to that as well. So what do you guys think about what I said here? Why are gamers so serious when it comes to some of these things? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, Take-Two has stated that Civilization 6 on the Nintendo Switch has, quote, significantly exceeded expectations, and they did say that they will have more support for the system, that is the Nintendo Switch. So Take-Two recently reported their financial results, and they had a pretty good financial quarter, guys. 23 million copies of Red Dead Redemption 2 were sold. They had a ton of money being made off of microtransactions on Grand Theft Auto, in addition to Grand Theft Auto 5 sales as well. But what do they have to say with the Nintendo Switch? So they did state that NBA 2K19, NBA 2K Playgrounds, and Carnival games were launched in 2018 and did well enough or met their expectations. And here's what the CEO Strauss Zelnick had to say exactly about the whole situation. Quote, "We felt good about the platform and we put the titles on Switch that we felt were going to perform well. We are excited about continuing to support the Switch for the right kind of properties." I like that last quote there, or maybe I don't like it. The right kind of properties. Does that mean more Carnival games? Does that mean Carnival Games 2? Does that mean 1-2 Carnival games? Does that mean Carnival Games Party U, game and Carnival games? I mean, look here, Take-Two. Let me just go ahead and let me get this little mini rant out of the way, right? So please do not say Carnival Games anymore. Let's just take Carnival Games out of the equation. You can be honest with everyone here. We all know Carnival Games didn't do well on the Nintendo Switch. It didn't show up on anything. It wasn't on the eShop charts. It didn't show up on anything, MPD or anything like that, okay? So it didn't. We all know it's not. At least we've seen stuff like NBA 2K19. At least we've seen some of their other games, Civilization 6, show up on the eShop charts or show up in certain sales data when it comes to it. Carnival Games didn't do any of that. So let's just go ahead and put that aside, Take-Two. You're not fooling anybody with the Carnival Games. But when it comes to the other titles, I think like NBA 2K19 and potentially even maybe something like Grand Theft Auto, I think that's what people want. But I feel that Take-Two wants to put those games when it comes to some of their other titles, but I think that they're waiting for the 32GB cartridges. I think that is the big thing that they're waiting for. And once Nintendo can get that to third-party developers at a good price, I feel that we might see Grand Theft Auto 5 and we might see some of Take-Two's other catalog of games. But until then, it's going to be Carnival Games for us. No, I'm joking with that. No, but seriously, I think even like NBA 2K can use a bigger cartridge, right? Because I think you have to download part of the game off the internet. So I think even that game can use it. So we'll have to wait and see what Take-Two has for us. But I think 2019 should be very interesting. There should be some major announcements that shock a lot of people out there. So what do you guys think about what Take-Two had to say here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here, we are celebrating a Pokemon birthday, and that is Mewtwo. This is the day that Mewtwo was apparently born, February 6th. So everybody out there say happy birthday to Mewtwo, and I'm going to go over some of my personal experience with Mewtwo and what I thought about him growing up as a kid, because you have to remember, for those who don't know, I was the exact target age of Pokemon when the game launched. I know it was like Y3 or whatever for kids as young as 3 years old on TV here in the US, but Ash Ketchum was 10 years old and I was 10 years old when I started watching Pokemon. When it debuted and everything, I was 10 years old. 1997, I remember watching Pokemon back when I was like in 5th grade. I was the exact target age for that show and it was great. Mewtwo was this legendary figure that I saw on the TV and then later came over to the video games. And when I first encountered Mewtwo, I took it as like this was like the fight of my life because he kept on breaking out of Pokeballs. He kept on breaking out of every single Pokeball I had. And I remember when I finally caught Mewtwo, because the first time that I caught him, I actually saved right beforehand because I felt that, you know what, I'm not going to be able to catch him. So I did the smart thing and saved right beforehand. But when I finally caught Mewtwo, man, I jumped up so high into the air because I felt like it was an accomplishment in my gaming career, my young gaming career, to catch a Mewtwo. The very next day, I remember taking my Game Boy to school and saying, yo, look what I got. And I showed everybody my level 70 Mewtwo, just caught him. This is the greatest Pokemon of all time. Dude's got Psychic. Man, he is amazing. And yeah, it was great, man. So shout outs to Mewtwo. Happy birthday. Thank you for all of the good memories over the years. Mewtwo's always been a mainstay in the Pokemon franchise. And back in the day, Pokemon actually used to be my favorite Nintendo franchise because this was before Fire Emblem got popular. This was before Smash Brothers kind of put in its dominance. This was before Xenoblade. So before all of those franchises, Pokemon was my first favorite franchise from Nintendo outside of like Mario Bros or something like that. So what are your favorite memories of Mewtwo on his birthday here, February 6th? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet. It's just the YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in for the next video. Peace.